Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.
Hey everybody, it's Liam, Andy and Big Al with the lovely Yasmin helping us out as always and wearing a puffy jacket with fur on it. This is the Badcast on a late night Friday drinking edition. And we're here. Hello.
Yes.
We are here.
Better not be real fur.
Fur all the way.
Mink.
I'd have to say, I'd love a jacket where it's just Bert Newton's wigs around.
Oh, yeah. What kind of fur do you think he uses as his wigs?
Hamster.
Hamster? Yeah.
Do you reckon that... Okay, I don't want to put Bert Newton down here. But
You fucking better not, because I'm right in the mood to slap you in the cock if you do.
well, I'm in the mood for getting slapped in the cock, so this works well.
It's going to work out real well.
It's like a win-win.
Make sure you wear goggles.
Oh, yeah.
Safety first, everyone. Safety first.
I love the burning in the eye, to be honest. That's what I go for.
Do you reckon Bert Newton and Donald Trump have the same sort of hair products, as in their fake hair or whatever they've got going on the top of their noggin is the same?
First of all, is Trump's hair fake?
I don't think it is.
Surely he'd have plugs or something.
No, it was. Who was it? Jimmy Fallon had pulled on it,
Really?
and the hair, and just to make sure that it was real.
Can't you get wig glue though?
Well, if you got plugs, it's kind of like we'll surgically insert like
Shane Warne on that
Warne,
ad. Yep.
There's Shane Warne, the cricketer. Anyway, like
Oh my God! Here's the guy with Big Brother that does stuff for a radio station that we no longer talk about.
no, he's moved to Dubbo now. Career's peak.
He's moved to Dummo.
No, he was in Dubbo.
Oh, he's in Dubbo.
and then moved somewhere else. But yeah, you know.
Actually, don't you work with a guy that used to work high up in the hair plugging industry?
Oh, no, that's me, isn't it?
Is that you?
No, yes. Yeah, actually, I wanted to get...
Do you know
no.
a guy?
No, that was
and you're
Scottish.
letting me go fucking
No,
bald?
that was Scottish George.
Scottish George, everybody.
Yeah,
Now,
sorry.
I feel like I'm telling...
I thought it was John.
You know what I would...
The bald guy
Yeah.
from my work.
Well, it's obviously the reason why he no longer works.
It wouldn't be very successful in that area, I would imagine.
It's like having a fucking A cup, but having breast implants.
Yeah.
As a business.
I thought you said aid cup.
Oh shit.
This is a cup full of AIDS.
It's share the aid cup.
And that's why I'm not allowed to donate sperm anymore.
Because you...
It's an aid cup, everybody. Oh, my God. So many bleeps.
I'm not fat. I've just got a pot belly.
So many bleeps.
haven't eaten in 3 years, but still fat.
That's why I've brought my own flies with me.
Oh, my
It
God.
brings way more sponsors, Andy. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, you guys ever heard of tuberculosis? Yeah, I've got it. Anyway, let's move on.
I was about clap us in.
Shots fired. I'm being shot. Oh,
I was just going to go.
in the
I
ghetto.
was clapping you in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my God.
Well, how did
I was about to say, I can't bear it anymore.
Scottish George, right? And I feel bad be telling his story for him because he's been on the show before. As in the earlier episodes, if you do remember back, Scottish George was a. He's been on a couple of times.
Yeah.
Anyway, he used to work for one of those big hair.
Plugging industry.
Yeah, something like that, right? The big one, right? That we all know that a lot of
Oh, yeah.
sporting celebrities may have endorsed, etc.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
need to name them.
I know them.
Anyway, he reckons. Oh, dear me. He reckons that actually what would happen is he was apparently in charge of this company's sales deal in like Dubai, right? So there's plenty of cash around there, of course.
Yeah.
Now, and he reckons that what would happen, right? He's a Scottish guy, right? He reckons what would happen is you'd turn up, right? And people who want this kind of service are often, they've got a few bones. They've got a few spare dollars to throw around, right?
Yeah.
So they've tried everything else and nothing's working, right? So they go to these guys, right? And they'll have a couple of meetings, and first they'll use some kind of magical laser treatment, and then they'll do something else and all these kind of revolutionary treatments, right?
Which never works, does it?
which none of
and it
them-
was never going to work, is it?
no, it's never gonna. It was never gonna work. But and in the end, they end up fucking like charging them thousands and thousands of dollars for all these treatments, and they end up just giving them a fucking toupee.
Sounds like they're trying to sell snake oil in the 1910s.
Exactly,
Ah, come on,
that's
have it.
exactly
Yeah.
what it is, man. It's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's totally what it is. Snake oil.
A toupee, would you go? Would you go a toupee?
Yeah, actually, I got a mate that was going bald, and he he got a toupee, but he actually got it glued into a hat. So he had to wear a hat at all times. So he'd be like one of those cool dudes walking around like a Justin Bieber haircut with a hat on top of his head.
Can't you get them
Oh,
from the
dear.
Royal Adelaide show?
That's
For
probably
like
where he got it
$8.
from. Yeah, he also got like a sparkly rainbow wig as well, but that's another one.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been like? Has anybody ever tried to like suck you guys into some kind of dodgy pyramid scheme? Or
Yeah, I used to work for a pyramid scheme.
So he was in the middle of the pyramid.
Oh yeah, man.
You were in the tomb.
I bet you can never get like above the below bit. If
No.
you know what I mean? Like you always
Fuck no.
The people above you were always getting richer, but you were the one on commission basis only, and you couldn't even pay rent. I could I told you the story. Like I couldn't even afford food, so I'd be snorting, and also eating sugar packets that we'd get at the airport and at cafes that were for free because we couldn't afford to eat.
Yeah,
$10 a sign up, and you do 3 a week. So,
So you were involved. What was the Ponzi scheme? What was the pyramid scheme? Explain.
Well, so you're working in a company. So whenever you go to a shopping centre, a mall somewhere, you'd have like a table with, say, 3 or 4 people around it, and they'll be spruiking a product. It could be like roofing, a charity. It could be a credit card. It could be anything really. But basically what happens is those people standing there, they aren't employed by the company that they're spruiking. They're employed by a shitty pyramid scheme product, right?
multi-level marketing.
What
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly
What
what it
were
is.
some of your pickup lines to get customers to stop by?
Well, you're depending on what area you're in. So obviously, the
What did he
northern
use on you?
No, he didn't use them on me, but I'd always get, "Hey, Supermom," or things like that.
Well, I'd always be wearing a suit, so people would be coming up to me.
I don't think Andy would have. He would definitely be in the time of, "Hey, MILF."
Yeah.
No,
that-
that's exactly what I said the first time we met.
yeah.
When I swiped right. That's the right way, isn't it? Right's the yes.
Yeah, right.
I'm not too sure. It's been a few months.
Yeah, it has been.
Okay, yeah.
Hang on a minute, we've been going for 6 months. You said a few months. Oh my god, what is going on? Literally, you'd walk out, you'd have your form you had to fill out in front of them because I was spruiking credit cards, which is probably the hardest one to spruik because no one wants a credit card. Unless you're going north or south of the areas where the areas where people
South
want money.
of the border.
Yes.
Down Mexico way.
That's exactly where I would have escaped if I could have because it was such a bad fucking job.
Yeah.
Let me just say, wifey, she's going to fucking kill me when she learns to download in 10, 15 years' time.
What's this thing? Dial up.
She got stung twice with internet shit.
What do you mean? As in
So-
like spam? Or
No. So, first one, right, I've rocked up. I had a gig, and she goes, "Oh, babe, Telstra emailed me." Or text her. Send her a text. Telstra sent me a text and said, if I click on this link, they'll send me a free red iPhone.
Wow.
And so I was like, I need to get through this. I went, considering the bill's in my name.
And there's no such thing as a red iPhone.
Babe, I think you've been stuck. She goes, no, just look. I've used my phone and your email address, and for the last month, I've just been unsubscribe. I reckon I've done that around about 80 times.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm actually probably fielding around about 10 to 15 calls a day.
Wow. Based purely on this shit.
So you go and work in a call centre during the day, and then you're also working in a call centre when you get home because you're trying to get rid of all these subscriptions that are calling
exactly.
through. Oh my goodness gracious!
Script.
At school, we used to get our teachers' email addresses and then go onto porn sites where you'd have to put your email address in to be able to access it.
Wow.
Now we're getting all these porn
Did
emails
girls
all
go
the
to
time.
porn sites, did they?
No, we'll just do it to prank our teachers.
Sure you were.
Yeah.
That's what I said to my wife. I'm just here to prank my teacher. Yeah, but you failed twice. You failed TAFE like 15 years ago.
Yeah, Alan, you've been out of school for 5 years now.
Alan.
Yeah, because he's Big Al.
Oh, yeah.
So, wifey got like this in a span of a week. She got fucked over with that, and then she on Facebook bought the Shark Tank. Fucking some argon oil.
It's like
It's like
macadamia or something
Yeah,
like
it
that.
sounds
like
something like fucking
hair
Game of
oil.
Thrones, doesn't it?
hair oil.
Oh,
And it's
Moroccan oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, we're from Shark Tank. It's all cool, right? And it had an Australian address, the whole works, right? And so it was like, you can get a free trial for 14 days, all cool. Problem is, right, it took 10 days to get it after she said yes. And then apparently you have to then send it back within 14 days, right, of receiving it. Well,
Yeah, I get it.
because the thing is, it comes from the United States.
Yeah.
So by the time you receive it, the 14 days is pretty much already up. So then if you go to send it, they're going, hey, sorry, you haven't sent it back in time. Guess what? We're going to charge you a month's worth of product.
Of
So
argan
that's,
oil.
That's the same with those black charcoal face masks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to buy one day. Click on the link on Facebook.
We're
and
trying
then,
to go into red faces.
So
Classic early 90s comment there.
Oh, well done. Well done.
Very good reference, Big.
Wish we had
Very
a
good
gong
reference.
here. I'd love a gong.
So, enter your email address, your postal address, and your name. And there was no payment details. I've gone click, hasn't worked. I've ordered it 3 times.
Oh,
and
no.
It's like, it's just a scam. It's not working. Then a week later, like 3 packages arrived at my mum's house of this face mask stuff, and they billed me like $80 a shot each time.
Shit.
Yeah, like after you've received the product.
Wow.
I haven't paid.
Fuckers.
I haven't paid.
Well, the good thing is, like, so they received it, and I said, look, send it. Yeah. It was one of those things where, this is when you turn out to be a nerd, and I just gone, are you actually working against the Australian consumer product laws or the American consumer product laws? Because we have to have a right where we can refund anything within the 30 days. And no questions asked.
Or within 12 months if it's faulty or whatever.
Yeah. Actually, one of my really shit exes, probably the worst one, and we all know the story.
That's why she's an ex.
Well, you had to go through all the bad ones to get the good one, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
That's obviously you, Yasmin.
Thank you.
And also Liam.
Exactly.
Thank you,
You're
Andrew.
totally
Thank you.
right. You're totally right.
Yeah. So she got caught up with the there was a product that was getting like advertised on every single TV channel online. If you had online back then, it was like a skincare product where it had like 3 stages. I won't say what the name is, but it started with
yes.
Pro, and then it was so it's called. And,
Shit. That needs to be bleeped.
Yeah, it will be.
I get a stitch looking at that.
Yeah, and it was crazy stuff. It was pretty much like putting acid on your face, right? And to try
Yeah, it's peroxide.
Yeah, it was. It fucking felt like it anyway, even if it isn't. But
Try it, Andy.
yeah, I gave it a crack.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, this is my. I was like a fucking snake changing skins.
You are a skinless snake.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, it means bad things, Liam.
Sure.
Have a drink.
I will.
Yeah, and they did the same thing. Like that, they sent out one pack,
right.
and then that would be $80. And
Yeah.
by the time, because it came from the US, and I know they had Australian distributors and shit like that, but they sent it out to you, and then by the time you get it, they've already sent out the second one, and then you're on this subscription basis, and you can't fucking cancel it without giving 30 days notice and sending so much back, and then it just gets really fucked up, and you end in this massive debt. So
That's crazy.
I left it.
Yeah, it's bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what I read the terms and conditions, right? And then I said, well, you can't give us a cancellation fee because it's not within the terms of the Australian law.
Yep.
You can't do it, right? It's just against the law. But I did read that they said you can return the trial pack even if it's empty, it's totally fine. So I said to wifey, scoop that fucking shit out.
Yeah.
And let's send the fucker back. So I sent it back. And on the new stuff we received, they go, well, you're going to have to pay postage and handling plus a cancellation fee. I said, I'm not paying for a cancellation fee.
Yeah.
So on the other packages, I wrote return to sender.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And you never got charged?
Well, we're not quite sure. It's only happened the last week or so. I'm sure. I'm sure they're going to charge me twice as much. We're going to have to shut down the fucking bank account.
There has been a lot of Harleys rotating around my house lately, though, just like watching the post. But it's fine.
All I'm saying is, right, if you want to fuck people over that you don't like,
Yeah,
get their address,
yeah.
their mobile number.
It's called doxing.
Well, this is what used to happen with
Done.
with gym memberships, right? So they're like, okay, you got to put down when you're signing up, you get 20% off if you put down 5 friends, and we'll send off things. So what you do is you put like people you hated, people that obviously didn't need the gym, or people who didn't want the gym.
I've had 5 calls this week, you little fucker.
Yeah. Well, I got fucking 20% off, sir, and I'm loving life.
And I said to him, if you can give me 20% off, I'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And it would totally fit into the jeans I brought last weekend.
I got fucking asked to get involved into some kind of dodgy Ponzi scheme the other day, guys.
Yeah,
so this guy
really?
came through my business and wanted me to build a fucking website, right?
And what is that business,
For his
Liam?
Cartel Media, ladies and gentlemen. for his fucking his business, it was a Ponzi scheme. So you know what a Ponzi scheme is, right? Where they basically kind
Dodgy?
of... Oh, fucking, of course. The worst. It's the worst kind of scheme. So basically for example, I'll give you an example of a Ponzi scheme, right? Somebody says to you, like somebody comes and says, look, I'm a special investment ninja and I have special connections to be able to do all this great stuff with your money, right? So what I'll do, right, I'm going to say to you, you give me $1,000 and in 1 year I will give you 20% return. And people go, wow, that's a pretty good deal, right? So what happens is you give them $1,000 and they give you $200 back in a year, right? And they've just made $800. They think, in your mind, you think that money's gone into an account somewhere and
120.
somehow making all kinds of interest and becoming magical.
Yeah, right.
But you just keep fucking just giving them a little bit of their money back and taking most of it. And then if you keep, and then they tell their friends, you go, fuck, this guy is unfucking believable, right? I just get 20%. And I would just start giving the fucker the money, right? So this guy, right? This fucking guy, right?
Mate, can we start one up?
We should.
We might end up in the studio.
The bad cars Ponzi scheme. Well, you know that Brad was it Madoff, the guy who in New York, the guy who's been done for like the biggest amount of financial fraud in the world. He's in jail now, but his thing was a Ponzi scheme, right? Well, this thing is the same, right? Get this right. This
He's
guy
ready to get checks he can't cash.
exactly right, and so he asked me to build this, like, get this website built.
The guy's
for him,
in jail.
No. He fucking should be though. Oh dear. Anyway, he comes to me and he says, "Look, so this is the deal, right? So essentially, this is how it works, right? So you give this company, right, $300, I think it's a month, right? Now, every time you go to the supermarkets, you bring your receipts back, and let's say you spend per month, let's say $400, or let's say $200 for the sake of the argument, right? You give them a $300 a month, and then you spend $200. What happens is you show those receipts somehow to this company, right? And then they'll give you a 20% rebate. So you've given them fucking $300. They give you 20% of that back, right? So that's what is, I don't even know what that's, $60, right? Whatever. Okay, so you've given them $300. They've given you $60, right? Now they have no connection to the fucking supermarkets. You're just showing them the receipts, so they think that you think that there's some kind of fucking connection here, right?
Yeah,
but the trick is that if you get more people involved, then all of a sudden you start making $5 extra a day. Every extra person you get involved is $5 extra. So you're making your money on the fucking receipts, and then it's $5 extra for every other schmo you fucking bring into the fucking deal, right?
There's so many of those things
Oh
for
my
women,
God.
though.
It's the
like
worst.
Targeted marketing for women, where you have to host a party, tell all of your friends, your relatives, drag them all along, force them to spend money on a plastic container, which is 10 times the price of what you can buy at the supermarket.
Yeah.
What do guys have like this?
Well,
There's
this
so
is-
many things for women. There's plastic
Strip
containers,
joints.
makeup,
Dick extenders.
sex toys, heaps of stuff. Like you can have a party
Dick
for
enlargers,
anything.
and also hair plugs, as we just discussed
Yeah.
before. But
But parties where you force your friends to come and then
Oh,
you force
yeah.
them to me so they
fuck that shit. It's bad. It's bad. So it's what I'm saying is it's a house of fucking cards. So eventually, the whole thing. Eventually, like somebody runs out of fucking money, and it's a house of cards come crumbling down
Yeah.
to the ground.
All right. So, we're all pretty, what do you say, veteran drinkers.
Had a beer or two here and there.
You may have catched the bit of extra content
Caught.
caught. Yep, nice one. Someone went to uni and someone didn't. And I can tell which one didn't go, and that is the Andy. So
come on.
you may have caught the extra content in the previous episode of Big Al trying to
Yeah.
scull a heap of beer. We won't talk about the result of that, but
You'll be
you
able
can
to
see
check that on video in
Yeah.
video format.
You can see it out right now on
He
YouTube.
failed miserably. No, he was, you know,
Facebook.
It happened. Look, I couldn't, to be honest, VB's a really hard fucking beer to drink, let
Yeah.
alone skull.
very-
to be honest, mate. It's,
Very hoppy?
Yeah, no, look, I really failed miserably here the last time. But I'm going to give it another crack.
You're gonna
with
train, are you?
A bit of Carlton Draft.
Yep, okay.
All right.
Some.
Okay.
Say Mills, but, fucking... You have to be true bogan.
What is it?
Yeah.
What is it about Carlton Draft that you can get down more easily than VB?
Well, that's what I used to scull jugs with.
Right.
So it's a little easier in the
Is
palate.
that a lighter beer compared to a VB?
Nah,
No?
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it tastes better.
Yeah.
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 Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because
Yeah.
if I go to a pub,
It's
and
less vom value.
I could drink that all night.
Yeah.
VB, I can't.
I'm struggling to drink a glass of it, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks pretty
But at the
bad.
same time, I have drank the last 7. This is me drinking the last one.
Sounds hot.
Magic.
Yeah. Rather go to prison.
Now, speaking of drinking and going to prison, did you see what happened a few weeks ago with a dude that was heaps hammered, out and about, got picked up by cops, and they were nice enough to take him home. So just as have you ever been taken home by cops before?
Yeah, once.
Yeah, but they were just doing it because you were drunk and they wanted to look
Yeah,
after you.
unbelievably. In the back of a Dibby van as well.
Yeah.
They took me to where I was staying.
Just for everyone overseas, that's a prisoner wagon.
Paddy wagon. Yeah, they call it everywhere. It's a Dibby van, paddy wagon.
I thought they would have had cushions on the seats, but they don't because they need to squirt the fuckers down.
No, just hangman's nooses
Are
everywhere.
you referring to prisoners pissing on the policeman?
Oh, no, I was just saying inside the Dibby van.
Yeah, yeah, because they got people that spew that are drunk already. They've got people that are taking, shits on the seats and pissing everywhere, and they want to disrupt life.
Yeah.
Have you guys been in the back of a Dibby van?
Oh, I looked at it
Never.
at Expo once.
No.
Only from a demonstrational purpose.
Like we're gonna pretend to
Like, get
handcuff
in there
you,
and have a look.
No,
and we're gonna put you in there. But then, as the woman cop comes out, gonna fuck you up.
I was allegedly arrested by the tourist police in Thailand on the main street in there, but that was just for demo purposes, allegedly.
Yes.
So,
that's
The
how-
tourist police sounds like the fun police.
Yeah, they were.
Were you dressed as a
Hell
lady
started
boy, Andy?
Yes.
Did you have your salmon attacked bear T-shirt on?
Yeah, and the pink tutu.
And a
Absolutely.
cock.
Very good.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and his cock.
Very breezy.
Still had his cock.
It's a quintessential, item to have if you're a lady boy.
Anyway, so the reason why I brought this up, because a dude has been taken home by some police. They've dropped him into his bed to tuck him in and stuff like that.
pretty
and then
nice.
they've found his phone and took a selfie. Both the male and female officer took a selfie with him in the bed on his phone.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so we'll put the photo up on our Facebook page,
is
facebook.com/.
brilliant.
I've got an awesome story like that, actually.
Good work on
Can I-
them to do that.
Can I just cut in?
Fantastic.
I had an exchange student live with me when I was younger, and he was from Finland, right?
Yeah.
And this guy, his name was Janne. Right?
Sure was.
And hilariously, as a side note, he was on the Finnish version of Cops. He's now a cop now, right?
Is he really?
Yeah, which is hilarious, right? He was but they're very.
Is he the same guy we busted into that 21st with? Is that the same girl?
No, I think he was gone by then.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay. Fantastic.
this guy was on the Finnish version of Cops, and they're very polite. They're like, instead of taking people down like they do in America,
Your
like
dog,
it's pretty much
your
just-
dog has gotten caught up in all our cords, man.
Yeah, he's a shocker.
And it's like,
Anyway, so he's like he was on the they just kind of like ask people nicely to get into the back of the Dibby van in Finland. It's not like you're not shirtless and getting run down
they're
by
like-
the cops
so
and
they're
shit.
like, hello, could you please
Yeah.
make your way to the DB van?
It'd be very nice.
Yeah.
if
We
we-
have turned it into a sauna.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just for
yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly like that.
You just need to
Although
get nude.
none of us could understand a fucking word those fuckers are saying because
Put your
Finnish is going to be the
talent.
hardest language ever, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, hilariously, right, he was staying with us in Australia and he was pretty pure and, unsullied before he came to Australia.
Oh, you fucked that over, didn't
But
you?
yeah, of course. And so after a little bit of time here in Australia, we were down at Henley Beach drinking, right? And I was a little bit younger than him, so I was actually luckily able to come out.
Only
And
12.
yeah, no, not a little, around 17, I think.
So
and he would have been 18, right?
Yep.
Anyway, so I've gone home, right? And he's carried on drinking, but he's just gone, I know how to get to, I'm just using the fucking stars or something to get back to where my parents were living in the western suburbs, right? In inner western suburbs. And he's just gone fucking diagonally through people's yards and shit, right? Directly to my parents' place. Like so he's, he hasn't used the streets, right? He's
So
gone
he was literally like an episode
direct
of Cops.
He's gone as the crow flies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Directly through, right? So of course people.
There's a garden fence. I will finish
yeah,
this.
yeah, and he has jumped through these things, right? And he's carrying on through diagonally through people's yards all the way to my fucking parents' place, right?
And there's a chicken coop. I
Yeah.
will finish this.
This is very nice. And so, of course, people have called the police, right? And so there's some Dolph Lundgren-looking motherfucker walking through our fucking backyard and rah-rah. So eventually they've captured him and they've
Is
kind
he
of-
naked?
He wasn't naked,
Yeah, right.
but he used to always just carry around a backpack with him, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh, God.
and so he, yeah, and so he's walking through these things, and they eventually captured him, and they kind of realize, oh, this is some fucking Finnish exchange student, and he's a little dickhead, and he's drunk, and rah rah rah. So what they did instead of arresting him, right,
Send him to a
in
dishwasher.
his backpack, he had two things. He had one of those windy disposable cameras, right, and a porno video, right.
Of his mum.
And so what they made him do drunkenly was stand there with his porn video in front of the police cars with the lights flashing, and they took photos of him with the last few shots he had on his fucking camera. And he totally forgot about it, right? He totally forgot about
Then they
it.
finish the camera and go, this is finished.
Yeah, exactly. Get it? Because he's from Finland. Oh,
hey,
Didn't.
Oh, shit.
And so this dude, he ended up showing me these photos weeks later. He goes, oh, shit, I think I have had some problems, you know. And just him standing there with a porno in front of the police cars, his one eye fucking half open and shit, like, from breaking into people's houses. And that's the story.
That is brilliant. If it was a Mortal Kombat story, it would have been like, finish him.
Keep rolling those
Bleep
Finnish
that
jokes.
out.
So, yeah.
No, don't bleep that out.
Fucking
Don't
terrible.
bleep your dad jokes out. Otherwise, you wouldn't fucking appear.
Did I tell you that story about my sister?
Oh, which one, you little fucker?
Please
Well, I
do.
just got one sister, so I guess the one.
Mate, which story?
Yeah, okay.
Well, she used to be a twin until she ate her.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
That's rough. Those
Fucking
VBs have really gotten into Biggie, haven't they?
yeah. They're trying to get out right
Classy
now.
joke.
Yeah.
It's a womb joke. It's a womb joke.
I
we
get it.
we
I've
got
got
it.
a
We got the
word.
womb joke.
I get
yeah.
the joke.
Oh, we get it. We get it.
Yeah. Anyway, so she would go out with a friend of mine. And so my friend would then report back to me and go, look, this is what happened. So my sister being the, she was quite young at the time, so like 18, 19. And so when she would drink, she'd get a bit crazy and do stupid shit. Bit like the Andy, really.
Yeah. The branch didn't fall too far from the tree, did it?
Absolutely not. The tree is full of alcohol. And it's dying really quick, actually, the fucking stupid tree. Anyway, so they went out, and because they ran out of money, they had to get back to home somehow, and they both lived in the same area. So my sister was back at my parents' place, and my friend was also living near there. So they were all cruising back together. So they caught a cab, and then they found out that halfway that they couldn't afford to get the full way home, right? So they've gone to the cab. Oh, stop. We've got the $20. We'll give you the $20. Just let us out here. Okay. So they jump out of the cab.
What was that accent?
Taxi.
It was a taxi accent. They were walking, right? And bear in mind, they're both really hammered because it's quite late in the morning. Quite early, depending which way you're sort of viewing it. And they're walking along the train, like a street next to a train line. And my sister's like really hammered. And she's like, oh, I'm getting tired. I just want to pass out somewhere. And has walked up to this car. And for some unknown reason, opened the car door, like the passenger seat in the back. And it opened. So she got in it and went to sleep and passed out in the back seat of this car. Anyway, so my friend, as a good friend that she is, just fucking took off. Went, what the fuck is going on here? I'm going to leave. She left, went home. Anyway, so my parents got woken up at like 4 or 5 in the morning by the police at the front door with my sister like holding her up because obviously the person had come out to their car because they'd heard some sort of weird noises and found my sister laying passed out in the back seat of the car, not knowing where she was. And she didn't have an ID and stuff, so she had to explain to the police kind of where she lived, but because she was hammered, it took them fucking forever.
Jesus.
So,
Isn't that great of like friends when you're younger? Like it's like, little Johnny broke his leg. Let's get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely. Well, here's a story. When this is pretty much the same sort of crew that used to hang around that we spoke about last episode that we're doing weird shit with our dicks. In front of each other.
Dicks out crew.
The wristwatch and all that sort of hamburger.
We used to call ourselves the Dicks Out Crew.
Oh, right.
Very good.
So what we used to do at night time, because we would sleep over each other's houses not in a weird way.
I bet you did.
Just whack up to porno.
Well, I mean, it was a private school. Anyway, and it was all dudes. We stayed over this one dude's house, which conveniently had the porn there. And when the parents were staying there, because they used to just stay away a lot, so when they were there, we would get quite bored because like, shh, go to sleep at like 1 in the morning because they wanted to sleep.
No porno.
Later on, he found out he was adopted. The guy who was living there.
Andy looks pretty
okay.
scared.
Yeah. Anyway.
Fucking hell.
Jesus
If you had
Christ.
to explain the joke.
But we used
The
to...
people listening would get it.
We used to roam the streets. And try to find out what cars had their doors unlocked.
Yep.
And then go through the cars. And see
Night
if there's
walking,
any-
man. I used
Yeah.
to night walk.
But then they got to the point where we get bored of that, so we just start stealing petrol from people's cars.
Why?
You stole petrol.
Yeah, I don't know why. We didn't have a car ourselves. So why would we need the petrol?
Yeah, but how were you
Sniff it.
siphoning it off?
With a tube and our throats.
And just letting it just drain out.
No, with having like a bucket or something.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's
you're like-
pretty good.
That's a bit weird. What do you are just a weird
But
man.
we escalated. Like, it started off where it was just like, because back in the day, like, because
Petty theft
Yeah,
to
it was
start?
petty theft. So it was like, because we'd all ride bikes. Like, that was what we did. BMX banners.
You're like a
slash-
BMX gang.
Yeah,
Yes.
downhill races sort of thing.
You would just like steal oil for your chain.
Well, we're kind of those dudes that you see on those Red Bull videos, you know, like doing downhill and shit like that. So we're like pretty crazy dudes.
Extreme as fuck.
Yeah, extreme as fuck. Extreme AF.
Yeah.
And it also, because the valves on all the bikes, right, on the bike wheels, we used to collect them. So, like, the fancy cars used to have the, like, chrome ones, whereas, like, the normal cars would have these black fucking plastic ones. So we used to leave them alone.
Yeah.
But the ones, the mags and stuff like that, and you could buy, like, from your local automotive place, like, these fancy ones, so, like, Dice, skeleton heads, all that
Yeah.
sort of stuff to put on your valve caps. So we'd knock those off if we found good ones, and then it just escalated from there. It was fucking crazy. But then it was just
They
like,
look awesome as you have seashells, the fucking smoky dokies.
oh yeah, as you're riding along, like, yeah, we weren't called at all. Especially,
we need the best cardboard with a peg.
yeah,
back.
that's right.
It's going to be awesome.
Hey guys, got a motorbike. Here we go. I'm riding in a motorbike.
I'm
With,
gonna ride my bicycle. I'm gonna ride my motorbike.
without a seat.
So my sister would do that.
Yeah,
for
so that's
sure.
some epic shit there. I don't know, like, I really went off.
Stealing fucking.
So anyway, this
Valve
guy
caps.
got a photo with some cops on his phone. So there you go.
Yeah, right.
So the question I was going to ask about you guys is like,
Yeah.
have you been taken, been returned home by a good Samaritan or someone that you didn't think that was going to happen?
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, they didn't want to just root you or anything like that, but it was
Neurostabs.
like they did it as a goodwill gesture.
Oh, so you mean like, have we ever hitched a ride?
No, well, someone looked after you and then decided to drop you home and stuff like that because you're too
So,
drunk.
when I was a teenager, we caught a bus home from a football game.
Yeah.
We were catching up to the hills, and we ended up down south.
Yeah.
And so we're like an hour away from home. Kids didn't have a car, didn't have any way of getting home, no mobile phones at this stage. So the bus driver drove us all the way back to the country.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was like he was obligated because we're minors or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow, really?
Yep. Crazy times.
What did I? Or have you guys got a story?
Oh, no. I woke up once because I used to get pretty paralytic. Who would have thought? And I woke up once, right? And I was in this laneway between, it's in Rundle Street where the Palace Cinema used to open up.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
it's now just like kind of an alleyway.
Yeah.
And I woke up there and someone had my phone and they called my mum and dad. But they'd also provided me some water and stuff. And because I just woke up and go, what are you doing with my phone? Fuck it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what the fuck's going on? No. We've called someone. We've got you some water there. Have that. And might be best if you just eat the gyros you've got in your pocket as well.
Did you spew in your pocket, or was it just a euro?
It was just a euro. I just stuffed in there and I just went, oh, this is a pretty cool place to sleep. And I'll
Wow.
just fucking rest up. And next, I was pretty drunk. But I was so drunk. Apparently, previously, beforehand, people had caught me at in the back end of Rhino, just passed out in the gutaway, and someone put a party hat on me and just took a photo.
So have you ever seen that photo? Has it ever surfaced?
Yeah, it's never surfaced.
Yeah.
But I saw it.
Oh, Jesus.
Liam?
What's the question?
Has you been really hammered and a good Samaritan has helped you out and taken you home, or
Liam's
hooked
been
you
my
up?
good Samaritan many a times.
Have I?
Remember that time I spoke about it where I was just using that speed hump as a pillow?
Yeah.
And you caught my dad?
Yeah.
Was that when you had a cape on?
No, that's a
no,
different
different
time,
story.
actually.
Okay.
It's a different time. So many times he's
yeah.
been my saviour, this guy.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you to say, Biggie. I think, well, just to elaborate on what Biggie's saying, I think it was a time we were out drinking. And,
I would have thought.
Yeah. And, you know there's that car park in Rundle Street, not the one that's on, if you're driving towards the east, not the one on the right, it's the one on the left. Is it still there?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it still is.
Anyway.
Near Target on Rundle Street.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
You sound like my dad telling a story, like
Oh.
weird bits and pieces.
No. There used to be panics here.
I think his name was Glenn. Hey, Mum, was his name Glenn? I'm not too sure.
He was his friends with Bob next door, remember?
And I think Bob had a parrot. Did Bob have a parrot?
It was Steve.
Anyway, Glenn's dead now.
I think it was a
Glenn is
cockatiel.
dead. No, yeah. So Biggie was out drinking and he decided he wanted to sleep on the exit of this fucking car park when there was obviously cars coming out regularly.
Oh my God.
So I was kind of like, waving them away. And he was kind of like semi-crawling at this stage. I'm waving them around him. And he's kind of like eventually just kind of slumped down and like found, those kind of yellow mounds that they kind of somehow stick to the road.
The Tic Tacs.
Oh, it's bigger than that. It's, not the lights, the cat's eyes, the bigger, those big kind of. It's not a speed hump either. It's something.
Yeah, it's almost like, like an intersection where you like a bit that you can't go. They're yellow. And then
Yeah, it
they
looks
look
like Tic Tacs on the road.
Oh, yeah, you can't.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
yellow
yeah.
Tic Tac. That's fair enough. Yellow
Let's go
Tic
with the
Tac.
first
Banana
response.
Tic Tacs.
And so,
Okay.
yeah, Biggie's decided to grab one of those and he's cuddled himself around it and that's become his pillow. Now at this stage, he's so drooly and half spewy. the drool's all over him, right? But also because it's this car park and a car driveway of a dodgy car park in the middle of the city, there's fucking soot and shit everywhere. So this fucking sputum all over his face is just becoming black and filthy all over him. And of course, I'm trying to wrestle him to get him up and stuff, and he's not moving. I'm like, Big Al, get the fuck up! Get up! There's cars everywhere!
Yeah.
And seriously, I couldn't fucking move the cunt right. I was trying for a while, and just nothing worked right. And so I fucking took his phone off him, and I fucking looked into his.
was a 51
Because in those
back then.
days, Big Al used to always he would always get picked up by his parents. Always, like they'd always take the big journey down.
They're pretty cool parents.
Yeah, right.
They'd always make the
to be
journey
honest,
down.
I'd rather give them petrol money than a cab.
Yeah, sweet.
know
Well,
what I
because that from up north, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was not as if it was a short drive.
How far a drive was it for him?
Oh, it was probably 25-minute drive.
One
That's
way.
not too bad.
Yeah.
Would you give him notice, or would you just go, "Hey, I see you come home"?
Yeah,
Can you come
normally,
get me?"
like that's where I got that joke. I was so drunk I passed out in front of Target with a half-eaten Whopper, and I knew I was
the burger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say?
No, it's a half-eaten Whopper. I just want to
Yeah,
make sure it's a
half-eaten
burger.
Whopper, right.
Yeah, yeah. Not the sex toy.
And the other reason I knew I was drunk because I know I would have finished it.
My God,
So that was the case.
Big Al's mum. It's a half-eaten Whopper.
I said, "I'm hungry, Jax," and then they hung up the phone. And then they did loops, and then they found me in front of Target with this half-eaten Whopper, just like just sitting down like some homeless bum. And my daddy goes, "Get up! Get up!"
That's our boy.
Do you remember that though? Do you remember them?
That was the only thing. All I could do was get his dad to come, because as soon as his dad came, he said,
and then
"You
like,
get the fuck
straightening his
up
hair
now!"
or-
And he got up straight away. Like I couldn't do it for ages, and he got up
It's that
straight away.
the voice of fear, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they pulled him into the car, and apparently they put him under a cold shower that night as well.
They did. They did.
Which is
The
good
little
stuff.
fuckers. And your dad goes, "That's what you get." And then they accidentally pissed in my wardrobe.
Hey, we've all done it once.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. Was it in a plastic bag? Because that's what I did. It's the worst sound in the world. Pissing into a plastic bag.
My wife's just looking at me right now, just going, "Yes." Do you want to tell a story about that, Sal?
Did he piss in a wardrobe?
She doesn't want to tell.
Did you piss
Oh,
in
so
a
we've
wardrobe?
actually all pissed in a wardrobe before.
Where did I piss, Sal? I pissed next to the door.
Oh, did you really?
The front
Thinking
door?
It was the,
I think I was pretty drunk.
Jesus. Fucking hell. Did you just go, I think this is outdoors.
Yeah, you know,
Enough.
because for me personally,
Is that why you
I
didn't
piss a
get your
lot
bomb back?
outside at home. I'll a lot of the time piss outside. I prefer
You're like a
pissing.
fucking tomcat, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a tomcat
Were you prepping? You to get ready for the
with a
zombie
barbed
apocalypse?
dick.
All right. I'll take that.
I've heard the neighbours complain about.
Liam next door is pissing again.
He obviously got prostate problems.
Yeah.
That's actually something I
He
said
keeps
on
pissing
the.
in Morse code.
We went on the radio. Me and Big Al went on the radio the other day.
We did.
And one of the things I said on the radio, which I'm not sure is allowed on the radio, is that all cat sex is.
Yeah, pretty sure that would have been edited out.
Oh no! Apparently they don't edit anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
all
I thought
freestyle.
the word cat would have been edited out.
Yeah,
Same
that's
here.
right. Yeah. Very
Very.
offensive.
Totally right, though.
Speciesist.
I reckon the cat thing happens. It's not consensual. Or no, you know what it is consensual because they're biting the back of their neck or some shit. But I think the
How does
reason
that make it consensual?
No, because they're up for it. They're lying down and ready for it.
No, they're in like the Sphinx position, aren't
Aren't
they?
they being held down?
No. Well, they have to get on top somehow, right?
Yeah, they've got a
I don't
neck.
think
they've
the
got a
top
neck.
one's being.
they-
So that's probably
Grip.
the.
No, they're not. The reason they scream is because the barbs on the cat's dick.
Why do cats have barbs on their dick?
Grip.
Oh, it's so gross.
My grandma was called Barb. Is she on the end of that? She's not over with us, but yeah.
Everybody, if you've been enjoying this has been the Badcast. You can catch us on Stitcher, iTunes, Audio Boom. Give us 5 stars on iTunes. We'd fucking love it. And if you want heaps of free Aussie content, jump onto the Aussie Ozcast Network Facebook page. Jump on there and you can get all that free shit as
Hey,
well.
good news. Next episode, Big Al's going to give another crack at the beer sculling
I'll be
challenge.
way better.
Yeah.
Way better
Yeah.
next
So,
time.
so just refresh everyone's memories who haven't listened to the last
How many
episode.
did I get down? One.
No, you got 2, I reckon.
1.5.
One and a half.
But as over the last half hour, I've at least not scale, but I've gone through the 6.
You're a
Yeah.
marathon runner.
Your eyes are watered. I can tell that you've gone through the whole 6.
I'm changing beers because I just can't do VB, to be honest. It just does not agree with my inner bogan.
It's absolute,
Yeah.
absolute cat's piss.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. And we're going to catch you next time on The Bad Cast. See you later, everybody. Say goodbye, Sal.
See you, Yasmin.
Bye.
Sexual.
Help us buy more beers and sponsor us. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, or badcast.com.au. The Badcast is part of the Ozcast Podcast Network.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.